when you were in Indonesia, were there anybody ask money to you to bribe them? Because you mentioned about bribe.
You know, that's a very good question.
Because this is corruption and so on. So
well, I wasn't sure.
Anybody squeeze you and blackmail you, ask money? Okay, that's good.
They did not, but I didn't know whether I should try and do that. And then I thought, well, they can arrest you for that. So, you know, you don't know. I didn't know when I was in Uganda. Should I slip the interrogator a couple of $100 and just get the hell out of there? But I didn't, because of course, you know, that in itself is illegal to do. So I just took, you know, the high moral ground on all this. It was like, sorry, this is very difficult to do. We have, you know, we've gone to great trouble with clearances to try and conform to every legality, you know, but sometimes it's just very difficult what we're trying to do here. So we need some accommodation, some understanding too. And look, in the end, in Africa, they cleared us through. I mean, funny enough, flying in Zambia, I was flying over Victoria Falls, and I was trying to get wonderful footage of Victoria Falls, one of the great sights of the world. But again, I was reprimanded when I landed at Livingstone, because I should have come in at 4,000 feet, you know, reported in, but I was only at 2,000 feet. And, you know, he was just saying, well, you know, you come flying into our airspace here and you know, this sort of thing might be all very well in Britain, but here in Zambia, we have health and safety. And I just thought, wow. And so I apologized profusely for not conforming to their altitude restrictions and coming in too low. But, you know, I just said, look, I'm flying a vintage airplane. It's 48 degrees of heat out there for me to climb up to that. You know, give me some, you know, please understand. This is really difficult to do. So, but in fairness, these countries had never dealt with a vintage airplane. This is so unusual.
Of course,
they don't.
32 plane. They do not know. But by the way, so you solved the problem in Indonesia through the court or through lobbying by Ibu Susi?
Absolutely, absolutely. And they
you go through the court, or Ibu Susi solved the problem, helping you? Which one?
Well, Ibu Susi put me in contact with Pat Lahud, and it was really through Pat Lahud who was able to resolve this for us.
So still power, yeah, we can still power.
But you know, funny enough,
about connection.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, when I went to meet Pat Lahud in Jakarta, he was like a film star. You know, as you know, he's a very good-looking man, and I was quite sort of overwhelmed. And I was just there on my own. I'd flown back, and I think he was surprised that I turned up on my own. And I felt like saying, well, actually, it's because you detained my crew here that I am on my own. So. But he was incredibly kind, you know, to give me an hour of his time to talk through the issues. And he said, look, by the time you come to leave the country, 24 hours later, I will have this sorted out for you. But in the event, it was a bit more complicated than that. You know, as the military were insisting that the plane had circled, there was footage of this airfield, you know, filming footage. But as Ibu Susi pointed out, to the Prime Minister, she said, you know what, this is to the President. To the President. She actually picked up the phone and spoke with him personally. And she said, look, she said, they have cameras on the airplane, but this is not just a military field. This is an airfield where civilian airliners are flying in, and people with mobile phones can take the same resolution pictures straight out of the window. So we had nothing special on this. We had an oblique view that had been filmed from one of the GoPro cameras. It was no different to somebody filming it on a mobile phone out the window of an airliner. So it was like, come on, you know, if we make an issue of this, Indonesia is going to look ridiculous and parochial and unreasonable.
Yes. Lucky we have Pak Luhut, because he was an ambassador, he has an international view, so he's a general and he understands this. Yeah, lucky we have that. But not all general like that in Indonesia.